Hi, everybody. It's Tuesday, March the 30th, and we're continuing our series throughout Holy Week, looking at the final days of the life and the ministry of Jesus. In Matthew chapter 21, Jesus stops to tell a parable that is basically focused on the religious leaders, but the implications are a lot broader. He tells this parable, it's a story about a landlord who built a vineyard. And he tended to the vineyard, set a tower in the vineyard. He made the vineyard all nice and ready to go, ready to produce fruit. And then it says that this landowner rented the vineyard out to some tenants so that they could take care of the vineyard and actually live off of that vineyard as well. Well, time came for harvest, and the landowner sent some of his servants back to the vineyard to talk to those tenants that he might get his part of the fruit. But when the tenants saw the landowner's servants coming, instead of getting ready and to share from that good crop with the rightful owner of the land, of the vineyard, they decided, let's beat the servant up and send him back to his master. And they did that time and time again. And the landowner, the master, kept sending them servants. And sometimes they would beat the servant. Sometimes they would kill the servant. It was just a mess. Finally, the master, the landlord of the owner of the vineyard, decides and says this: I'm going to send my son. I know certainly they will respect my son. But what happened was that these wicked tenants, when they saw the son coming, they said, let's kill the son, because if we kill the son, we'll gain this property, this vineyard, for ourselves. Jesus, after telling this story, turns around and asks this question, says, what do you think that landowner is going to do? How do you think that landowner is going to respond to the way his grace and mercy has been received and then abused, all the way to the killing of his own son? Of course, this illustrates the truth of the fruitlessness of Israel from Old Testament, how they time and time again, even being the people that were blessed by God, given many blessings, lots of grace, lots of mercy, which they did not deserve, even with all of that, they still would not honor God, as Paul would write in Romans chapter 1. And so God judges. This landowner judges. And there's a curious little phrase that Jesus sticks in there from the Old Testament. He says, the stone that the builders rejected has become the cornerstone. This was the Lord's doing, and it is marvelous in our eyes. While we may not be the Israelites of old, we have been given a vineyard of blessing. You've been given the breath of life. You've been given opportunity. I've been given opportunity in this life. Things that we neither merited nor deserved, we've been given as sheer acts of love and grace from God Almighty. And what the story illustrates, or the question I think that's implicit here, is what have we done with those gifts? What have we done with the grace, the love, and the blessings that God has bestowed upon us? Have we lived in a way that honors God, who is the owner of everything? All that we have, all that we are, is owing to God. From the very breath that you're breathing right now to the very next heartbeat that you can feel in your chest, it is all owing to the grace of God. So as we meditate on the life and the sacrifice of Jesus this week, let's be honest and let's be humble before him and understand that all good things come from the Father, that there is nothing that we deserve or have earned. It is sheerly grace. And then let's be responsible. As an act of worship, let's live our lives with the responsibility of grace, that we are called to live this life in such a way that it honors God in all that we say, in all that we do. Let us be faithful tenants of God's vineyard. God bless you today.